The cutest thing a guy can say? Well, I would have to say it's... I'm your cool Uncle Marissa, and I do love Pingu. I mean, who doesn't love Pingu? He's like a goofy little claymation penguin going on penguin adventures. It's such an amazing cartoon. I feel like it's something that's really a common experience for any child growing up in Europe and the UK. It transcends language. I grew up with Pingu, and I think that's a big reason that I really fell in love with penguins. I fairly recently, in the last few years, found out that Pingu is actually pretty big in Japan as well. The little Pingu I just showed you is also from Japan. And then I found out that 2 Pingu games were released in Japan for the PlayStation 1. And one of them, Fun Fun Pingu, or Pingu Fun Fun, it came with accessories as well. For example, there are these really cute little Pingu and Pinga cable buddies that just click onto your cable and hang out with you. And then there's a number, I think like 2 or 3 different Pingu controllers. They come in transparent as well as in white. We'll get to that. And I really wanted one, and it took me quite a while of, that thrifting patience to find one for under $60, because they're like 60 to 100. They don't come up too regularly, but I finally got one for around $35, and here it is. Would you look at that? Look at their feet. What? And you will notice that the handles are really small, and that is because they're for kids. And the idea of it being for kids is actually going to come up right about now. So when I bought this, I bought it with the intention of retrobraiding it to white, because I imagine it was once white. It didn't work for me, and I suspected that it wouldn't work as soon as I disassembled it and saw that the color, the beige color, was uniform. It was on the inside as well as the outside, so clearly it wasn't something like sun damage, which could be temporarily reversed with retrobraiding. I imagine there was just something about the quality of the plastic being lower, and therefore the composition of it changing over time to this shade. I don't think it was the original color. I cannot for the life of me find any original images of the controller, any like promotional material or anything like that. I did find on like the Pingu wiki or something a sort of like insert from the game talking about the game, and it does include other accessories that I talked about. That's what's convincing me that this used to be white at some point. Okay, hold on. This is Future Uncle. So I uploaded the video, and then I thought to myself that I should just do one last look. And I found this image on a listing that didn't just have the controller in the box. I've seen a ton of those, but on the back, there's an image of the controller, and it is like this yellowish beige. That is such a weird color choice. But mystery solved, I guess. Back to past me. The bottom, where the little bricks of ice are under the penguins, is white. And when you see them now anywhere for sale, those do come up pretty frequently for sale and pretty affordable. They are the same like beigeish, yellowish color. The penguins themselves have not dulled, but they are a different material. They're a material that it seems actually like the color comes off easily. I've got, like a little bit of red missing from Pingu's nose, but that's actually one of the better conditioned ones that I've seen. There are ones where like the entire side of Pingu is just like a missing color. So I think that like that is kind of because it's a children's product. I think children's products aren't always made with longevity or high quality in mind, because the idea is that the kid will eventually get bored of them. And that's sad, but that's life. So I just want to do a quick like opposite of a teardown this, because again, there's not a ton on it, and I did take it apart for retrobraiding, so I figured we could put it back together. Here's all our parts. Taking it apart was very easy, as it is with DualShock controllers, PlayStation controllers, most controllers. And here is Pingu. I guess from the attachment at the bottom, you can see that Pingu and Pingu have yellowed a little bit, but it wouldn't have been noticeable without that comparison. Just gonna drop in the buttons first off. And then we can put the brains in. I love that this little guy has rumble motors still. They feel kind of out of place. They're so big and heavy, and this controller is so tiny and light. Ah, wait. I forgot the little switch. The trigger buttons are actually a little bit tricky because they don't really slot in perfectly. They're kind of held in place by both halves of the controller. So keeping them in there while we put everything together is a bit of a challenge. Now in go Pingu and Pingu. And okay, so we've kind of got the first hurdle in putting it back together, and kind of the only hurdle, to be honest, but it's just between the tilt of the figures and the trigger buttons that keep falling out of place because they need the second half to keep them in place. This is another incident of a challenge sandwich. Okay, so what if we put Pingu and Pingu on the back shell first? Will that make any difference? Ah. No. Okay, you know what? I've had it. So let's take out these trigger buttons and try to remove one variable that's getting stuck. So they just like come out of the hole. That's weird. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's together. Okay, but we don't have our trigger buttons, so they came out, they fell out so easily. So maybe we can just put them back in without opening it. What the heck? I put it in upside down, but I didn't expect it to... Okay, yeah, reminder that this is this is a children's show. This is a children's toy. Oh my god. They just went that, okay, that's what I had to do. Well, it's together. It's upside down though, so I'm gonna pull it out and fix it. We were so close, guys. I just didn't expect it to work. Okay, all we need to do is screw it together. Wild. That was so easy once I realized that the trigger buttons need to go in after the fact. But that's weird, man. That's like a weird that's a weird assembly. All right, and we are ready. We have the perfect controller to play Resident Evil with. Newt newt, my friends. Newt newt. All right, so we're all done, and yeah, you already know what it looks like. Yeah, take a look at that. Take a look at those little baby handles. I confess I haven't, and you'll probably know because I didn't take the zip tie off yet. I haven't actually tried playing a game with it yet, so I don't know how practical it is. One thing that's like so tempting is seeing that the way that Pingu and Pinga are attached is just by these little cutouts. I'm like, what if I just made cutouts on like my DualShock 2 and put them in there? But I don't know. I probably won't. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this little look at this new controller of mine. If you're interested in more like super short videos like this where I just show neat stuff that I have acquired and I'm excited to share with you, please let me know in the comments. I hope that this can maybe even help some sort of like archival thing, because again, like I couldn't find any photos of the original. Either way, I'm super happy to finally have this Pingu controller in my life. But yeah, thanks again for watching. If you'd like to chat about things like this, join the Discord. If you'd like to support the channel, check out my Ko-fi. I have free resources and you can always buy me a Ko-fi coffee. I've been your cool Uncle Marissa, and I will see you in the next one. So bye for now.